Thanks for watching Isekai Haven.
3 days ago, when Clotho evolved into Slime Glatonia, Melfina informed Kelvin that 100 years ago, a Slime Glatonia had almost destroyed a kingdom, and it was only until she summoned a hero that the Slime Glatonia was defeated. There is also a rumor that the Slime Glatonia is only second to the Demon Lord. Hearing this, Kelvin was shocked, and he asked Melfina if the hero she summoned is still alive, which she confirmed, and then told him that it's better for him not to know much about the matter. Back to the present, as Gilma was defeated by Clotho, Raji got angry and then freed himself from the trap, after which he told Cashel to leave the slime to him, which Cashel also agreed to, and Cashel also moved to attack Kelvin, but all his advances were dodged by Kelvin. Then he discovered that it was Kelvin that summoned the slime, which makes Kelvin a summoner, and Kelvin also confirmed this for him. After realizing that Kelvin is a summoner, Cashel got excited and told Kelvin that once he kills Kelvin, he would be able to level up from the experience points he gets while also attacking Kelvin. Hearing this, Kelvin got angry at the realization that Cashel had killed a lot of weak newbies just so he could level up. He then asked Cashel if he had ever fought anyone stronger than him, and Kelvin began to taunt him for being scared of people stronger than he is. On the other hand, Raji tried attacking Clotho, but all his attacks were useless, and then Clotho wrapped itself around Raji, suffocating him. Meanwhile, Cashel yelled at Kelvin to show his real skill. He then attacked Kelvin with his sword, but Kelvin used earth magic to block the attack. When Cashel saw the cliff that Kelvin used to block his attack, he became arrogant and tried to destroy it. However, Kel used that opportunity since Cashel had focused on the cliff. Kelvin then attacked Cashel and successfully killed him. After killing Cashel, Kelvin opened the Black Gate so he could face the Black Knight. After entering and seeing the Black Knight, Kelvin discovered that the knight's name was Gerald and that he was at level 53, and he decided to make the Black Knight one of his companions. However, when the Black Knight noticed him, he asked Kelvin what he wanted, and Kelvin replied and introduced himself as a summoner who wanted to make a pact with him. Chapter 4. The Black Knight laughed when he heard Kelvin's statement, and then they began to converse in a friendly manner. The Black Knight told Kelvin about how he just woke up and how he was a knight for a now-destroyed kingdom. Then Melfina reminded Kelvin to bring up the pact, which he did, and the Black Knight told him it was not impossible for him to follow Kelvin. However, Kelvin then asked the Black Knight if he wanted to fight him in order to determine if Kelvin is worthy to be his master. As they began the fight, Kelvin summoned Clotho, but the Black Knight was able to thwart all their attacks. And when the Black Knight started attacking Kelvin, he was pushed so far into a corner that he had to use a gravitational force skill to hold down the Black Knight. However, as the Black Knight was about to break free from the gravitational force, he remembered his past, where, because his king did not go to war with a neighboring kingdom, someone caused an epidemic in the kingdom that wiped out all the people's lives. As the Black Knight remembered all this, he went wild and attacked Kelvin ferociously, which caused Kelvin to almost lose his life. Then Kelvin increased the gravitational force on the Black Knight to the utmost level, and he commanded Clotho to attack the now restrained Black Knight, and when Clotho did, they were able to defeat the Black Knight. After Kelvin got back to the adventurers' building with the proof that he killed the Black Knight, a lot of adventurers celebrated him for killing the Black Knight and also taking care of Cashel. The receptionist then thanked Kelvin for his hard work and told him that the guild has decided to increase his rank as a form of gratitude. After Gerald, who was now his companion, teased Kelvin to take the receptionist as his woman, they all started bantering, including Melfina and Clotho. In their way, Kelvin met with Rio, who introduced himself as the guild master and said he wanted to discuss something with Kelvin. Then, at that moment, Kelvin realized he had messed up as he was unable to conceal his power from Rio, who had the A-rank skill, Eye of Inspection, and then Rio asked Kelvin if he really is an otherworldly. When Rio and Kelvin started discussing, Rio thanked Kelvin for taking care of Cashel and his party, and he told Kelvin that he was aware of Cashel's acts. And then he asked Kelvin that he must have defeated the Black Knight with his companion, which means he is a summoner. Kelvin was shocked as he was being pushed into a corner by the guild master. Kelvin then panicked and thought to himself that the highest rank adventurer he had ever met in the city was a C rank, so that made him level his concealment skill to B rank. However, he never expected to see someone with an A rank Eye of Inspection. Gerald then told Kelvin to calm down, saying that he cannot keep his powers hidden forever, so what he can do is increase his number of allies, which Kelvin agreed with and became calm. Kelvin then asked the guildmaster what he wanted, and the guildmaster replied that he had no intention of becoming Kelvin's enemy, but he just needs Kelvin's assistance. Then he told Kelvin that he had once met a hero that had been summoned, and that hero told him that the Demon King would soon return, and that it might be the return of the Demon King that has caused all the demons in the continent to start acting hostile, and also the reason why the Black Knight that Kelvin defeated was so powerful. So the guildmaster wants Kelvin to get rid of all the demon threat for the heroes that had been summoned, because once the Demon Lord returns, their priority will be to defeat the Demon Lord, and since this area does not have lots of adventures to handle B rank and above quests. He then told Kelvin that, in exchange, his adventurer's rank would be increased as an exception and he would also receive a lot of benefits. Seeing that Kelvin was hesitant, the guildmaster then blackmailed him on his secret and promised Kelvin that he would give him freedom. Kelvin then accepted the deal, as the conditions weren't too bad. When Kelvin got to the inn, the innkeeper, Kulea, hugged him and congratulated him on his promotion. Kelvin then asked her to prepare more for the dinner, after which he left to get a female slave. On getting to the slave market, he saw a man getting burned, and when he inquired about the situation, he found out that the female slave he saw the other day was cursed, and anyone that touched her would get burned. Kelvin then asked Melfina if there was any skill to break the half-elf female slave curse, and Melfina told Kelvin that an A-rank skill like God of Salvation should be enough to break the curse. After that, Kelvin approached the slave trader and told the man that he wanted to buy the half-elf slave, and the trader told him about the slave's condition and that he wouldn't take any responsibility if anything happened. On their way home, the female slave told Kelvin that her name was Ethel, and then Kelvin asked her how she became a slave, and she replied that she had been a slave for as long as she could remember and that she heard her parents sell her as soon as she was born. Kelvin was touched by her story and wanted to pay her, but Ethel moved back in fear as she did not want to hurt Kelvin with her curse. Kelvin broke the curse and told her that she could now touch other people. This made Ethel happy as she hugged Kelvin. At the inn, Kulea dressed up Ethel in a maid outfit and presented her to Kelvin, who blushed upon seeing her. Then Ethel told Kelvin that she wanted to help him as an adventurer. Meanwhile, in Peace City, in the Lurker's Cave, some adventurers were fleeing after seeing a demon being chained, and they ran to inform the Adventurers Guild.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.